Everybody, Rachel Teedy here with a look at your evening update for this Monday, and a lot of things happening tonight. The first one is, of course, on everybody's mind is the 4th of July holiday. Many of you planning to maybe spend some time with family, friends. I'm planning to see some family myself. Very excited about it. But if you're flying to see any of those people, just some things that you might want to keep in mind because they're starting to see the same level of travelers, the same amount of travelers as they did from before the pandemic. But there are some new obstacles now, right? Delays and cancellations are a bit of an issue right now. The airport had to cancel 6 flights and delay 22 others on Sunday. That's at Albany International Airport. The airport officials recommend people arrive 2 hours before your scheduled flight to deal with those crowds. Today, they expected more than 5,200 travelers. And at 9 o'clock, we'll check in with our reporter, Taniqua Penix, who's at the airport right now. Like I said, though, a national problem. And while they're dealing with the same amount of travelers that they had before the pandemic, now there's the staffing shortages that we've seen in a lot of different industries. So just really make sure you buy yourself some extra time. Additionally, of course, we're continuing to follow the big news about Roe v. Wade being overturned. And we're hearing from women's health care clinics around the state today who are worried about security in particular after this ruling was made last week. So last Friday, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, making the legality of abortions a state issue instead of a federal one. Our reporter, Stella Porter, spoke with Planned Parenthood and Compass Care to hear the reactions to the current ruling. Planned Parenthood expects an increase of patients from out of state and hopes to increase security. Compass Care, which is a pro-life pregnancy center, also worries about security risks and is asking the state for help. So we'll have more of Stella's coverage and how people around the country have reacted to this ruling tonight on News Channel 13 Live at 9 and News Channel 13 Live at 11. Well, tomorrow's a big day in the world of politics. We are seeing our primary races tomorrow. Tomorrow is election day. Early voting was today. So if you have not voted already, those polling places are going to be open until 9 o'clock tomorrow. And here on News Channel 13, we're going to have a whole group of panelists to discuss the election as it goes on. We're going to have special coverage for you from 9 to 11 o'clock, 2 hours total, just nonstop of what you need to know as this election, as the results start to come in, both on WNYA and WNYT. So the primary will determine the governor, the lieutenant governor, and the state assembly representatives for the November election. Also, we saw some crazy record heat this past weekend. So what can we expect for tonight and for the holiday weekend? Let's bring in Paul Cayano.
Well, a gorgeous overnight with comfortable temperatures and clear skies, which will allow readings to drop back into the 50s. Some clouds will tend to mix in on Tuesday and again Wednesday, but generally speaking, dry, plenty of sunshine, humidity down with temperatures very nice in the 70s and lower 80s. That'll carry us through the middle of the week. So we'll go with overnight lows in the mid 50s, even some 40s in the mountains with clear skies and that humidity gone from the weekend. And it stays out of here tomorrow with a mix of sun and clouds up to 76. 7-day forecast will show a gradual warming trend through the week, Wednesday and Thursday in the 80s. Then we'll push it up to 90 with some humidity building back in on Friday. That will lead to a round of showers and thunderstorms Friday night and part of the day Saturday. Notice temperatures get knocked back down, but it looks really nice for the latter stages of the holiday weekend, both Sunday and Monday, both looking good with lots of sunshine and highs near 80.
Paul, thanks so much. Loving that heat. Well, finally, you guys might remember the Ice Bucket Challenge or the ALS Challenge from a couple of years ago. Something similar is happening now. June is Migraine Awareness Month, and according to the National Headache Foundation, almost 40 million Americans suffer from migraine. Some of you might even suffer from these yourself. So they're trying to go viral with a challenge equivalent to the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. That was the one where you dump the ice bucket over your head to raise awareness and raise money for research for ALS. So right now, from 2014 That ALS was from 2014, I should say. Now they're wanting people to drink a 16-ounce frozen drink in 7 seconds. So to raise money for migraines, they want to give people brain freezes. So if any of you end up doing this challenge, let us know. Do it safely, obviously, and of course. But if you take a video, send it to us. We'd love to see it and maybe even feature it here or on our newscasts on News Channel 13. Finally, I want to talk about our last News Vault 13 that we just published in the last 20 minutes or so. Some of you might remember the Grotto fire from Cohoes. It was a mystery, a cold case. It's a case that's still open. Virginia Grotto was a mother of 7 children, and there was a house fire where her husband and her 7 children died. She survived, and there were a lot of questions around whether or not she was the one that started that fire. She has always said that she was innocent, but there were a lot of questions about whether or not that was actually the case. So starting tonight, and again, the first one aired about 20 minutes ago, and we're going to have snippets on News Channel 13 Live at 9 and 11. You can find it on our YouTube page, on Facebook as well, where we look back at our coverage from that. 44 years ago, we had a reporter who went to her new home in Washington State with her new husband and asked her some of the hard questions about her behavior after the fire, about what happened that night, about whether or not she was guilty. And you hear from her own words about what it was like to experience that fire and why she says that she's innocent. Again, this is a case that has never been closed. It's never been wrapped up. 44 years in the making. So we're going to have another one air tomorrow on YouTube and Facebook, and then Wednesday, and then Thursday, part of a 4-part series. Part 1 you can see on YouTube right now. In the meantime, though, tonight on News Channel 13 Live at 9 and 11, Taniqua Penix is checking in with travelers at the airport. We're seeing a crazy amount of travelers for 4th of July, really causing some delays and some cancellations because of short staffing for the airlines and the airports themselves. And so what does this mean for people? What do you need to know if you're planning to fly out this week for that 4th of July celebration? Also continuing to follow the fallout from the overturn of Roe v. Wade, talking to women's healthcare clinics about security concerns, talking to Planned Parenthood, also talking to Compass Care, which is a pro-life pregnancy center, about how they're both worried about security in the fallout of this overturn of this ruling. And then also talking about the primary that is tomorrow. We're going to have 2-hour coverage for you tomorrow from 9 to 11, both on WNYA and WNYT. And we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up tonight at 9. So in the meantime, I will see you all on News Channel 13 Live at 9 and at 11. I hope you have a great night.